Belinda.
Hey, how
How
are
you
you?
doing? Good, good.
I said, oh, he didn't forget about me, did he? No, I'm just joking.
Nah, I'm just waiting for people to show up. I think a lot of people are getting just the video
I
today.
know, cause it's the weekend. Give me 1 second. I got somebody at my door. Okay, hold on. Oh Lord Jesus! You gonna be like, Linda, I'm on my class. You want to come here? Oh, that means she got to know too. What keeps saying? I. I know. I would come up.
Hi, Marcy.
I know. Okay, I'm back. Oh, Marcio.
I think
Hi, I'm
Marcy's.
here.
Hi, Marcy. I didn't think you were gonna make it today.
Yeah, I have a day off. I'm getting ready to go to Lexington, Kentucky. So I'm getting dressed and watching you guys make candles.
Wow.
A day
Well, you.
off. What's that?
Huh?
What's a day off?
Uh, you
I
know,
don't know what that is.
you know what? Me either. Me either. So I'm excited.
Well, you have a safe trip
Uh,
and have fun.
I am. Thank you. Thank
well,
you.
I'm glad you joined us on your day off so you can have some fun with us and create some, watch some candle making and
Yes.
get some ideas for your new creations.
Right.
I'm such a huge fan of the Trap House candles.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I really
Yeah.
like them. You do such a good job marketing too.
Yeah, I think that's what my first skill is, marketing.
Nice.
Good. I need to get with you.
Mm-hmm.
Now there you go, Melinda. Said you're
That's
having
why I'm
trouble with
struggling.
pictures. You can get with Marcy. Get some
Yeah,
ideas.
that's why I'm struggling.
So I'm just waiting for a couple other people to stragglers to come in.
Okay.
Okay.
Constancia should show up and Sabrina should show up.
Yeah, I remember yesterday, Constancia, it was in the islands, their electricity. So,
Yeah, it's been like off and on for the past like week or two.
yeah, that's what she said. I'm sorry, I'm making noise. Let me. Can you
Yeah,
guys? I, I got a delivery of some what fragrances and some wax melt containers.
nice.
I gotta hide it from
Uh,
my.
I got some really cool fragrances today that I'm gonna be working with.
Oh.
I got Blue Hawaiian,
Mm.
coconut, cherry. Oh, my favorite for margaritas is mango papaya.
Mm.
And I got spiced gingerbread for the fall candle.
Mm-hmm.
And I had this out because I was contemplating making a watermelon, either watermelon gel candle or a
Uh-huh.
watermelon margarita, but maybe. And then I have butter rum and coffee. And another fall scent is mulled cider and chestnuts. And then the light lager type for the beer. So we got quite a few good fragrances to work with today.
That's cool.
Are you going to be following along or just taking notes today?
Nah, I'm taking notes.
Well, I'm running really, really low on gel wax, so I can only
Mm-hmm.
make like maybe one or two drinks today.
Okay.
Candle wick, I had ordered 2 weeks ago, and I asked them, I was like, "Where's my shipment?" And they said, "We're running behind. We're waiting on raw materials."
Mm.
So they don't even have the raw materials to ship out yet. So just waiting on them.
Okay.
Like there's so many people making candles now, so like all the suppliers are like overwhelmed.
I know. Well, at least you got wax, gel wax kind of stored up if you need to use it a little bit on something, right?
Yes, I have the already made up ones, and I went to Hobby Lobby and Michael's today, and both of them were out.
Wow.
And I ordered gel wax just a gallon because from Hobby Lobby for the
Mm.
40% discount, and
Right.
I did the same day delivery, and then they sent me a message and said, they sent me a message saying, your order has been canceled and you've been refunded.
Oh,
We don't have
wow.
we don't have it in stock. So I was like,
Wow.
holy crap,
Hmm.
that was my backup.
Right.
All
Dang. Huh.
right, so let's get started.
Mm-hmm.
First, let's go over the wax that we are going to use today. All right. Let's start with the gel wax. So there's 4 suppliers that you can get gel wax from that I know of. It's Candlewick, and they actually got rid of their 1-gallon bucket, so they only sell 5-gallon buckets now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm.
They have low density, medium density, and high density. These are a little bit off. So with the low density, you want to do like 2 to 3%.
Mm. Okay.
For the medium, it's 4 to 6. And for the high density, it is 6 to 8%. The differences between all these are how it stays shape. So you only have to really worry about it if you're shipping. If you're shipping, I would definitely go with the high density because it holds form a lot better. And if it's like gets tilted or on its side or something like that, it'll hold form better. Obviously, if you're working with gel wax and you don't put the arrows up, or even if you do and the mailman or UPS guy turns it upside down, you're gonna have to resend that gel wax or that gel candle. That's the only downside of doing gel candles.
Mm.
It's almost impossible to ship if they don't carefully ship it. And I've yet to find a carrier that doesn't charge an arm and a leg. Oh, that's a cool background. I like that. But yeah, the low density does not hold form at all. For example, like I'm gonna be using a lot of cherry today, so I got all my cherry together, and this has been like this for a couple days, and it's held its shape. If this was low density, this would have been flattened out and like went all into the tin.
Mm.
But since it's high density, it actually holds its shape a lot better. But that's the difference on that. And then the other supplier that you can go with, and they actually do have the 1 gallon buckets, and the price is very, very good. And I really like Aztec. I get my fragrances from them. So whenever you order fragrances from Aztec, go ahead and pick up a gallon of the high density Penrico gel candle wax. It's only $21.35. So I highly recommend this. And they do wholesale and all that stuff. They have the low and medium. I would suggest the high because the price is really good. If you're not doing the 40% off, this is very, very expensive. So you really need to do the 40% off if you get it at Hobby Lobby. And if you bring someone with you, you can get 2.
How could you tell? Okay. Oh, Michael's. Okay, that's why I was wondering. When you go back to Michael's.
What's that?
When you go back to Michael's, I was wondering how could you tell high or low density on theirs? Because they got 2 kind, I think.
Oh yeah. So Hobby Lobby and Michael's are both low density. I did some testing on both of them, and they both act just like low density.
Okay. Because that's what I got, but I just needed to go on just as a drizzle.
Yeah. Yeah, for the pies and all that stuff, all the food candles, I use low density.
Okay.
If you're only using like 1-2 ounces, something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
For like the tiki drinks, I like to do the high density. It's all soy. It's all gel wax. So, and you want them to be able to smell them. You can't put very much fragrance oil in gel wax. It just doesn't bind. The molecules doesn't bind very well.
Okay.
Okay, so the next wax that today I'm only going to use a little tiny bit of the Michael's paraffin, because we're doing drink candles and soy candles, and when you're putting soy in containers, you don't want paraffin, because paraffin shrinks a lot more than soy wax, and you'll get a lot of wet spots. Even though, so it's kind of like a trade-off. So sometimes I actually do put 6006, like maybe 5-10% in there, because the additives that they put in the 6006 actually enhances the soy wax to where it doesn't frost as much. So it's kind of a trade-off. So if you're using 6006 for containers, it's good, but you're going to get wet spots, which is the wax pulling away from the glass. But you're not going to get any frosting. They use soy wax, 464, 415, 444, C3, C6, all those. You're going to get frosting, some of them less than others. But you're not going to get as many wet spots. Soy wax does shrink, but it doesn't shrink very much. And you can easily fix wet spots with soy wax with a heat gun. You cannot do it with paraffin wax, because paraffin wax shrinks like a lot. So when you heat up the wax and get rid of the wet spot on a 6006 soy candle or parasoy candle, the wax, when it cools, it's going to re-shrink and pull away from the glass again. So there's a lot of different variables involved. There's not like one trick for one scenario or one wax. There's a lot of different scenarios, especially with the blended waxes. All right, so the next one, and I'm gonna use this today for, the only thing I'm gonna use this today is for the salt on the margarita.
Hmm.
Oh, never mind. I'm also gonna use it for the whipped cream toppings.
Okay. I was
Forgot.
wondering.
I forgot. Okay. All right, so the soy wax of my choice that I like to go with is 444. And I'm pretty sure there's better soy waxes out there if you're just doing drink candles, but I do 444 because 444 is like my #1 go-to for whipping and doing dollops and piping. So since I do so much in 444 for piping and cupcakes and all those kinds of desserts and stuff and sundaes, that's what I use for my container candles for like daiquiris and milkshakes
Mhm.
and so forth. So that's what I use, and it has a real high oil content. So it actually doesn't. I mean, sometimes it frosts if you put too much. Sometimes it frosts if you put too much dye in it.
Hmm.
Pina coladas hardly ever frost because you're not putting any dye in, just fragrance.
Mhm.
But especially the strawberry stuff, because you have to put so much red dye in there for it to get a dark color. Um, it, it it usually frosts.
Hmm.
So, but if your customer ever complains about frosting, just tell them that is a natural effect of all soy wax, and it just lets you know that the candle maker used soy wax instead of, you know, the blended or the paraffins.
Mhm.
Let me go back because I forgot to tell you guys something. All right, so on all 3 types of gel waxes, the melt point is slightly different on all 3 of them. It's a little bit lower for low density. High density is 275 is the melt point, and then the pouring temperature is right around about 250. Yeah, about 250. I pour around 250 for gel candles or drink candles. And it's different when I do pies and sundaes and toppings. I'll go all the way down to 190 to 200
Mm.
for those because I want a really thick syrupy look
Mhm.
when I do those. But when I do the drink candles, the hotter you pour, this is important, the hotter you pour, the less bubbles you get.
Oh, okay.
Also, gel wax and some fragrances interact with wood. So if you have wood skewers, I wouldn't mix, if you're not wanting bubbles, I wouldn't mix it with the wood skewers. I use something metal or silicone or something like that because it interacts and then gives bubbles. Okay, so that's gel wax, and then so I just learned yesterday from this really cool student that the melt point on Michael's is 180, right?
Yeah, they have one. Yep,
Or 140.
180.
That's
Where you see that? You
is
see?
it 180 or one?
Yeah, it said 180. I meant to pull that out. I said I was, but you know what? It's on the back. It looks like instructions. It's on there.
Let me go check.
Mm-hmm. It's super small.
I'm getting old. There's like a certain distance I can
Yeah.
read.
Now I can't see anymore.
It's in Celsius.
Huh?
Oh, I see it.
You see it?
Yeah, melt remaining wax to approximately 170.
Okay.
So wait a minute. For best results, make sure glass
Mm-hmm.
container as room temperature 100% or 100 degrees. Preheating glass to 100. Melt wax. Okay, so it completely melts at 180.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you add your dye, stir,
Mm-hmm.
let it cool to 175.
Mm-hmm.
Add your fragrance at 175. Stir and then let cool and then pour at 170. Okay.
Which I don't do that, but I come close. I do a sort of low temp pour, but
Okay.
you see it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yes. I want to know what kind of additives they're putting in there because that's very paraffin.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm going to use Michael's for, and those are the temperatures on Michael's. The 444, the melting point is 119 to 125.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually right about what I do. The core temp is 135 plus or minus 5 degrees. That's about right. Max fragrance 10%. Max fragrance on this is at 6 to 8%.
Mm-hmm.
And then max, yeah, I already went through the gel. 4625 is the paraffin that I use, the refined paraffin.
Mm-hmm.
And that's only for the embeds for drink candles. I don't use this for anything on drink candles. The 6006, I sometimes put 5 to 10% into my 444 to enhance it. That's about it. So you don't have to worry about the, on drink candles, you don't have to worry about the melt and pour count.
Mm-hmm.
You'll go by the, because you only have like 5–10% in there, you'll go by the soy wax temperatures.
Okay.
The wicks that I use is the Eco series. I really like the Eco. This first wick that I ever tried, and I liked them. And I like the numbering system.
Okay.
So I just stuck with it. So I actually haven't even tried anything else other than Eco.
Oh, so you never tried the zinc before?
Yeah,
Okay.
well, I go with zinc. I'm talking about the non-zinc,
I got you.
series. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you.
But I do have CD on order, and I'm going to be testing out CDs. I heard some really good things about CDs, and
Good.
also I heard from Nikki that HTP is really good for for drink candles.
Mm.
So if you want to do some wick testing on HTP, you can do that. I would start at the midpoint on the HTPs, and that's the 83s. Or is it 83 or 183?
Mm-hmm.
Just look over the 83.
Okay.
That's like the midpoint, and then you wick
Okay.
up or down from there. For today, I really like the Eco 4s and the daiquiri glasses, and then I'll go with a Eco 6, 8, or a zinc core with the margarita glasses. And that's for soy. If I go with the gel wax candles, then I go to the zinc core, and the zinc core you can't get from Candle Science. You can get from candlewick.com
Okay.
or Aztec.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been getting my zinc core wicks from Candlewick, but I think I'm gonna switch to Aztec because they have a really nice, easy setup here. They have small, medium, and large. I really like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna get all three of these my next order, and I'm gonna test out all three of these in my gel candle drink candles. So these are zinc core, and why people choose the zinc core is because it burns hotter. With the HTP, the CD, the Ecos, they're all just cotton wick, and they have paper cores, and they don't burn as hot. And gel wax melts at 275 degrees, so you won't get a very big melt pull with the cotton wicks. You'll get a nice flame, but you won't get a big melt pull, and you won't get a very nice hot throw. With zinc cores, you'll get a better hot throw with the gel wax candles.
Mm-hmm.
They burn hotter. Now you definitely have to wick test and wick up and down. And with the wicks that I get from Candlewick, the first number is what I go by as far as small, medium, large. My small is 44s. My medium is 52 or 54. And my large is 60 and 62. And sometimes 61. But you'll have to wick test and get used to the melt pulls, because they're all different. When you put a 52 in a glass like this and a 52 in a glass like this,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna look totally different. You're gonna have a really nice melt pull and a flame on this type of glass, but with the wide ones, even though it's the same amount of wax, with the wide ones, the flame's gonna be tiny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the melt pull's not going to be very big, so you actually need to do like either 2 or 3 51s in these, or you can wick up to a 60, 61, 60 or 61 for the wider ones.
Okay.
Nikki has great success with HTPs in the wider glasses.
Mm-hmm.
She does the HTP wicks in the wider glasses. She likes that. She gets a better visual out of it. The melt pulls better and the flame's better, but she doesn't get as good of a hot throw.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's just preference.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's the zinc wicks, and then I get all my dyes and stuff. I get my dyes from everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
The only specific ones I get is the new brown from Candlewick, and they're usually out because I tell everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Get it? And they all go out there and they all order a whole bunch, and then they're out. So if you see it on there, grab it. The new brown is a specific one I like. Black and brown liquid dye from Aztec. I like those. I'm starting to like the Nature's Garden block dyes.
Okay.
I don't like Candle Science's dyes. They're off. All the colors are off.
Oh, okay.
For food candles. They just don't match what I'm trying to do for any of my stuff. So I get my peach dye for the painting the peaches and Georgia peach and all that. I get my peach dye from Candlewick, and that's liquid.
Okay.
The block dyes, I like to do red, yellow, orange, pumpkin, cream, brown, royal blue instead of regular blue.
Mhm.
I don't like the real light blues in food. I like a real dark royal blue, and I actually add black, some black to the royal blue. Black. Oh, and purple. And purple. Because I do a lot of marbling and color mixtures, and having that purple really nice for like the black raspberries and
That's what I'm gonna say. Yeah.
and blueberries and stuff like that.
Mhm.
All right. That's my dyes. I would stay away from the dyed chips from Amazon. I'd stay away from those. I'd stay away from the liquid dyes from Amazon. And there's only like one or two that I've tried on Amazon that I've actually really liked. And I'll actually show you this. Because if you're in a pinch, and let's say Candlewick is out of all the dyes, which they are a lot, this is an awesome one to get because it has all the
See, I thought
No.
Amazon was not too good on stuff anyway, but okay.
It has all the colors that I use.
Oh, okay.
And all the liquid colors. So let's see, liquid candle dye. I actually had somebody, a customer, talk to me about these powders, and these powders are super concentrated. You only need like 1/4 of a teaspoon for a really dark color.
Okay.
So these, that's King Finger. Would not go with these. These are bad. All the powders are bad. All the block dyes are bad. These right here, set of 7. So it has the royal blue, which I like. It has brown, and the brown's really good. It's a yellow-based brown. I can use the peach for the peaches. I use the yellow. I use the purple. I use the berry red and the kiwi green. They're all the colors that I really like and use a lot. And yeah, it's a very good set right here.
And they look like they from Maple Street, right?
Yeah, Maple Street Candle Company. I like them.
Okay.
Only thing is that they are in I think they're in the UK, and the shipping is takes a while.
Okay.
Where does it say shipping? Is Maple Street US based?
I thought I just got an order from Maple Street today, but the one I use.
Oh yeah, they're in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. They out of Pennsylvania. That's why I just got a delivery. I ran to the door.
Why? Every time I go to get this from them, the shipping is like almost like a week and a half, 2 weeks out.
Huh. It only took 2 days for this.
Yeah,
and I'm in Indiana.
October 1st to October 7th. So the 7th is like almost a week and a half, 2 weeks away.
Yeah. Wow.
Anyway. The containers. Every candle maker is depot for drink candles. Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
And if you see somebody, if you're walking in a Dollar Tree and you see somebody with a box, hurry up because they're about to clean out a shelf. They're perfect. They're $1. And they're candle safe.
That sounds like me. I clean off those shelves at the Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
Do you?
I do.
Yes, every time I go in with my own boxes and I'm looking around and I'm like, all right, nobody else take anything.
Now I just got a shipment yesterday, and I was so surprised. None of the vessels came back broken. I got them from Dollar Tree.
Oh, nice.
I just order them offline because our local stores only have a few here and there.
I luck out a lot with my local stores. I only order. I kind of gamble. I don't. It takes a while for Dollar Tree to ship to you. I think it's like once a month or something like that,
Oh,
or once every 3 weeks.
I don't know. I just got mine yesterday, and I ordered them
Okay.
last week.
Oh, that's not bad. I think their shipping date is like they only ship like once every 3 weeks.
Mm.
But I luck out a lot. I get the drink candles or the glasses that I need. I don't actually make a lot of drink candles. I actually started the Candle Chef making only drink candles.
Oh, okay.
But and that was at flea markets. So when I went online and started shipping, I started running into the problems of weight, shipping cost, breakage. The gel candles don't ship very well. So then I cut back on the drink candles and went towards the pies and the sundaes and all that stuff. But yeah, so I only do like 4 or 5 margaritas. I do 3 different types of daiquiris and then the coffee drinks. That's the only thing I do. And the tiki drinks. I really like the tiki drinks because I love. The reason why I moved to Florida is because I love the ocean. I love tropics. I love tropical drinks and stuff like that. So I love the tropical drinks. And I used to be a bartender, so
Oh, okay.
I actually know how to make them all and know like what colors they are and what scents they should be. And so yeah, I really like those. All right, so let's get started and do some candles.
All right.
All right. I got my gel wax going to 275. I got my soy wax that should be melting. I put it on right about 15 minutes before class.
Okay.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna get this one out of the way and do it first, since I got all this chocolate already made up. I am making a hazelnut mocha.
Okay.
And you would not believe how good this hazelnut is. Where is it at? Where's my hazelnut? There it is. So this one, I get most of my fragrances from Aztec. But this one is Chem Science. And I really, really like it's like super, super strong, so you don't need a lot of it. And it smells so good. Oh my goodness.
They're gonna get you for huffing
I am cracking up.
candle.
It's so good. I like it a lot. Ooh. And then what I do is I mix it with chocolate from Aztec, and it makes a mocha.
Okay, cool.
And the percentages and consistency of the chocolate that I am doing is, so it's 90% 444, 10% 6006, because I want a real rich and creamy. I don't want any frosting. And I'm okay with the wet spots. So I put 10% 6006 to enhance it. And for the dye, I use New Brown. For all my chocolates, I use New Brown liquid dye. And then I put probably about two parts brown and then 1 part black. So for every 2 drops of brown, you do 1 drop of black. And it gives a really nice dark coffee, dark chocolate look when it cools.
Okay.
All right, so I already got 3% of fragrance in there for chocolate. So I'm gonna put 7% of hazelnut in there. And in order to get your fragrances, I went over this yesterday. You weigh your wax in your container, times it by 0.07, 0.010, whatever your fragrance load that you want, times it, and then do it in your container. That way you don't have to go by pounds and stuff in the big pots. And I'm actually going to use less than 7% because this is so strong, and I already have 3% of chocolate in there. That's right around about 4 or 5%. Now I can fill it up to that because we are going to do whipped cream on this puppy. I am going to put an Eco 4 in there.
Okay.
The problem with these little small coffee mugs, the glass ones, is it's like really thin, really skinny, and like the Eco 4 is just a tad too big, but then the Eco 2 is too small. So there's no in between. So I'd rather get a better hot throw and the flame be a little bit bigger, and then have the customer keep trimming, rather than not having a good hot throw with the Eco 2. So, so what I do, go for it. All right. Yeah. With glasses, I don't like to glue them down to the bottom because customers aren't very good with candles, and they keep them on, like, keep them going for like 24 hours, sometimes like forever, until it goes out. Which you're not supposed to do with candles, because once you get down to the bottom, if you have a lot of the melt pool and it gets like super hot, it can actually break the glass if it's glued onto the bottom.
So are you not afraid that it'll be moving around when they burn it? Or you just got it?
Oh, no. When they get down to here, I'd actually rather them not burn it. So I'm so not worried about that.
That's smart. That is.
Yeah. So when I put it on the skewer and wrap it up, I'll hit the bottom and then I'll come up like maybe about 1/4 of an inch.
Okay.
And I'm a pretty good judge at putting the wicks in the middle. If you're not, you can get like a little paper coaster with a slit in it and a hole in the middle, and you can put it on, and it keeps it in the center.
Okay.
All right. So I also have, there's 2 classes that I do that I teach piping. I'm not going to do it in this one. I do it I used to only have 1 in the cupcake and piping, but now I have 2, cupcake and piping and the cake class, which I just did yesterday.
Yep.
So I teach the piping in both those classes. So if you want to know more about piping, then you can get those classes. Because today I'm not going to do them. I'm going to show you how to cheat today.
I was gonna say, you's already made up.
Yeah. I'm going to show you how to cheat.
Yeah.
Where you don't make a mess. You don't have wax everywhere.
Yeah.
And you're not transferring wax from one bag to another because the tip won't work on this bag. And then it won't go in this bag because you forgot to put it in a cup and then it gets like all over. Yeah, no, we're not going to do that.
Not today. I don't blame you. Anyway, we got piping class, what, Tuesday or Monday or something? Sunday, tomorrow?
But yeah, if you've ever piped, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So when you do the piping, it's good to have wax paper and skewers. So what you can do is you can do the dollop on the wax paper and then put your little skewer on there, let it dry, and then get like a little putty knife or something like that and scoop it off of the wax paper, take the skewer out, and then you have a dollop already holed for a wick, ready for a sundae, a drink, whatever you want. You can make them different sizes because this one I need a really small one. And I think I got a perfect one. Look at that. Perfect. Because I'm going to have a cinnamon stick and star anise in here too. I need room for that. These are the little tiny chocolate dollops that I made yesterday with all the cupcakes that I made.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just put them, I just did a whole bunch of them and I just put them aside. I was like, I can use these for decorations for something. Okay, so we got our mocha going. And let's see, what else can we get? Let's do a gingerbread, spiced gingerbread. I really like the scent of this. It's it has like a really, it has like a spicy scent to it. It's not sweet at all, but it smells. It doesn't smell just like gingerbread cookies, but it has a really good spice aroma. Gingerbread goes really good with star anise. You can also use nutmeg and real cinnamon. And I use all real stuff. And I just make sure that I do this, the real cinnamon sticks, the real cinnamon. You just have to make sure that it's not around the wick. So when they light it, it's not like setting right up against the wick and burning.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, I put that on my milk.
But what these what these actually do for your candle is awesome, especially if you're doing a spice type candle like a chai or cinnamon nutmeg or anything like that. If you put actual real cinnamon sticks and real ground cinnamon, real ground nutmeg, star anise, it actually binds with the molecules in the wax, and when it burns, it actually gives off an authentic spice scent, and it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Really enhances the fragrances. Okay, so we are going to do spiced gingerbread. And whenever you have problems knowing what a drink looks like, I'll show you a resource that I use. Pinterest.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Pinterest is perfect for food candles.
Mm-hmm.
Getting ideas, trying to match colors, getting a unique look. Oh yeah, you have to have an account. Spiced gingerbread. Okay, so it looks like a caramel color.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm getting a caramel vibe here. Maybe a little bit of like orange, like a little pumpkin orange. So I'm gonna do caramel with a little pumpkin orange. I'm gonna try to get this color right here. All right. So caramel. My caramel I actually got from Hobby Lobby, and it's a little vial of caramel. I only have a little tiny bit left because I used this for the caramel. Oh, I use it for the salted caramel pecan cheesecake.
Mm.
The slices. That was the first time I ever did slices. So, 4 for 4. We're using 4 for 4. All right. I'm gonna show you exactly how to do the fragrance. All right, so you weigh your container. Actually, you zero it out with the container on it.
Mm-hmm.
So you zero your container with your container on there, and then you find out how many ounces that you have in here, which is, this is I think it's 7.5. .3. So I'm gonna go about 6% or 6 ounces. So I'm gonna put some decoration and topping on it. So we're putting 6 ounces in here. I'm gonna put 6.5 just in case it's not enough. Okay. This is a method that you do it for just one candle, and you're not doing like a whole bunch. You can do it a different way if you do it a whole bunch, but this is the best way to do it for that. So soy wax, 10%. I got 7.4. A little too much, but I have a little left over. That's all right. 7.4, so it's 0.74. You just move the decimal point over 1 for 10%. So 0.74. So in order to get 0.74, you just zero out your scale with the wax and the container on it. And then make sure you have the scale that goes either to the grams or goes out at least 2 digits from the decimal. Otherwise, you won't be able to do this method. It won't register the incoming fragrance.
Oh, okay.
And this is dye. I'm thinking this is fragrance. Hold on. Let me get the fragrance.
Okay. What happened?
I almost put 0.75 of caramel dye in there.
Oh no.
All right, spiced gingerbread, 0.75. There we go. So we got 10% fragrance in there, and let's see, do I want a light caramel or dark caramel? I'm gonna go a light caramel because I'm putting the pumpkin orange in there and it's gonna darken it up also. So I'm only putting one. Let's see if I can get 1 drop. Nope, I got 3. Pumpkin orange. Oh, here we go. Pumpkin orange. This is from Candle Science. Dye blocks. I usually do about 5 to 10 scrapes with a knife for a light color and about 15 to 20, almost 25 for a darker color. And then if I want really dark and I'm just using the block dye, like for example, my strawberries need a lot of dye, so I actually cut off a corner. The instructions for block dye tell you to use like half of one of these per pound, but you don't need that. You do not need that much. All right, so I got about maybe 15 swipes. And there's a learning curve with the block dye. You have to get used to like the coloring. A little trick you can do is, oh wow, I need a lot more caramel. This caramel is not very concentrated from Hobby Lobby.
Oh. No, it's not. That's why I messed up mine yesterday with.
Yeah?
Yeah. I made sure I can put the black in there. Just messed it all up.
Yeah, Hobby Lobby's liquid. Now look down the these are super concentrated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, if you use these, I sometimes use these for blue and white. So if I need to lighten something up, I use the white dye chips from Hobby Lobby. These are the only dye chips that I use. I haven't found any other ones that are as concentrated. But the blue is like super concentrated. I love the blue for my blueberries.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I'm actually gonna put some brown in here since this caramel's just not doing it.
Real light.
Yeah, from the amount of orange that I put in, it's still just orange. I don't see any cream. Speaking of, I'm just gonna put some cream in there. This is a cream black dye block from Candle Science. And it is pretty concentrated. It's pretty dark. It's a dark cream, so I don't put that much in there. I'm gonna speed up the dye melting process. All right, there we go. A little bit better. Okay, so right after we pour this, you have to keep an eye on your coffee candles because you're going to be putting the embeds in it while it's warm and cooling. So, for the spiced gingerbread, I'm using just 4 for 4. The coffee one, I wanted a real rich, creamy look. These, I don't mind the frosting a little bit on the fall candles. I don't like the wet spots on the fall candles. So this is just straight 4 for 4. And Eco 4. All right. Got the spiced gingerbread going, and this one is cooling, and perfect time for us to put the stuff in there. Okay. Cinnamon stick. Okay. Yeah. I put a little small star anise on there. Just making sure these are on the outside of the cup. Okay. You want to push your embeds in when you push it in, especially when you have paraffin and it's warming, it actually like creates a wave, like a little, like this right here. When you push it in, it kind of like buckles.
Mhm.
And I actually like that buckling look because then it looks like liquid and fluid when it dries.
Mhm.
And then for the cinnamon, less is more.
Mm.
Less is more. Only put a little tiny bit on just for garnish.
Nice. Yeah, I like that.
Mhm. I
Make
like
sure
it
my
too.
wick center. All right, there we go. All right. Spice, or this is hazelnut mocha.
Mm.
Why do I have a
Okay.
star? Oh, this is hazelnut mocha. Well,
Mhm.
I shouldn't have the star anise in there. I'm taking that out. Hazelnut mocha. So we got the cinnamon.
Mhm.
There we go. Star anise I was gonna put in the gingerbread. All right. So we got 2 fall candles going. I'm gonna go ahead and start in on the gel candle. I literally I had to scrape my bucket to get ice for the gel wax candle. That's how low I am on gel wax. I had to scrape the bucket. I can't even do like the ice cubes. I have to do the cracked ice. But if you want to do ice cubes for the gel wax, I'll show you the silicone mold that you'll be using.
You got to use a mold. I thought you just cut it. Oh.
What?
I'm just gonna cut mine out of this thing.
Huh?
I was just gonna cut mine out of the doggone bucket. Cut me some little small ones.
Oh, the silicone mold you can get on Amazon for like $4. It's like super cheap.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just a silicone ice cube tray
Oh, okay.
on Amazon. You can use that for the ice cubes. You can actually get all different kinds, but I really like the cracked ice look. And to get the cracked ice look, all you have to do is take the gel wax right out of the bucket and just break it up and tear it apart.
Okay.
And then when you put it in on the top, you don't want to put it in the bottom because it'll just melt in and you're not going to be able to see it. So you want to put the cracked ice only on the top.
Oh, wow.
And I'll show you a little trick to make the ice look actually wet and melted when it dries. We are going to do a blue Hawaiian. I heated this up to 175. It's 165 or 275. It's 265 right now, which I'm gonna pour hot because I don't want a lot of bubbles. If you get towards like 240, 250, you're gonna get like little tiny bubbles, and then if you get to 200, 210, you'll have like the big bubbles. So I actually wanted big bubbles for my beer candle.
That's what I want to learn.
Yeah,
Okay.
the beer candle, I wanted big bubbles, so I actually poured this at 210.
Okay.
And the top is just kind of like half whipped 444.
Okay.
And I let it go down the sides.
Wow.
I'll give you a little close up of that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then you put what to get it that color, yellow, orange?
Oh, that is a gold. So
Oh.
if you can't find gold, you can get amber. Amber's a little too brown.
Uh-huh.
If you're going for like a lager, you can get amber. But in order to get that color, I would do yellow with a touch of orange.
Okay.
Like 1 to 5 parts. Like 5 parts yellow, only 1 part orange.
Orange. Okay.
All right, so I am gonna go ahead and pour. No, I'm not. I'm gonna put some fragrance in there, so my candle will smell nice. Blue Hawaiian, and I don't like blue Hawaiian by itself. I mean, it's okay, but it doesn't seem tropical enough for me. So I actually put coconut in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, coconut. All right. I got high density, so I'm doing 8%, and I want a full 8%, maybe a little bit more, because I want my tropical gel does not hold fragrance and doesn't have a very good cold throw. So I'm gonna put a little bit more. So you put way too much fragrance in gel, that's when you get into like the real slushy look, and also it's there's a high risk of it actually catching on fire. But 9% is not gonna hurt. 9% is not gonna hurt.
Only if you got high density.
What's that?
Only if you have the high density, right? 9%.
Yeah. Like 1 or 2% above the numbers that I said before on the low and medium. Yeah, it won't hurt.
Okay.
If you already have the wax in your pot and you know how much, it's a good idea to write down how much your pots weigh, so you know. But the best way to figure out how much wax you got is you put it on your scale, you zero it out, and then lift it up, and it'll tell you minus, and then that's how much your wax and your container weighs, and then you just minus the container. I know this container weighs like almost 2 ounces, 2-3 ounces, something like that. So I got about 17 ounces of gel wax in here. So 17 ounces. 17 times 0.09 equals 1.53. So I need 1.53 ounces in here. Yeah. All right, so then you zero out your scale again. You put 1.53. You can put a little bit less, maybe 100, maybe 1.3, 1.4. Just to be on the safe side.
Mhm.
And I actually don't, I'm going to try something different with the coloring. I'm actually going to pour it and then put the coloring in after so it melts down. Because every time I look at blue Hawaiians online on Pinterest, they're always like a really, really light blue.
Mm.
And I was talking too much. My gel wax cooled to about 210, actually about 200. So I'm gonna get some bubbles, which I mean, I'm doing a drink candle, so I don't mind. I don't mind. I did not have 17 ounces in there. I had a lot less. My container weighs more than 3 ounces. A lot more than 3 ounces. Daggone it. Let me see if I got some blue Hawaiian in here.
Mhm.
Got some blueberry. That's not gonna work. I don't have any more gel wax. I'm out of gel wax. This is where you say, it's okay. It'll be
It's
okay.
okay. It's okay.
So I'm in Florida. It's like super, super hot in here too. All right. So I guess we're getting a half of a drink today. Take on it. Oh, let me get the weight. So for these glasses, I like to do the 51. The 51 zinc course. 51, 32, 18. And you will get a really, when you light these and do weight testing, you're going to see that the flame and the melt pool is gel wax and drink candles. Doesn't go by your normal melt pool rules.
Mhm.
So you'll notice that you'll have a really small flame and a really small melt pool, but the zinc core actually burns a lot hotter than the other wicks. So you will get a nice hot throw out of it, even though it looks like a very small flame. If that makes sense. Actually, I'm gonna use a new Arctic Blue. And you don't have a little dropper for your dyes? Really? I got somebody at the door right now. Really? Be right back, guys. Take a break. Again? All right. It wasn't the gel wax that I wanted. Yeah. To get the cracked ice look, just break up the raw gel. I'm actually gonna wait a little bit until it cools down because it's just sinking. Do you guys have any questions on heating up and cooling and pouring gel wax?
The only thing I needed to know was how you made that crushed ice, and I like
Oh,
that.
that was it?
Yeah, I
That's like the
could
easiest
never
part.
figure
That's like the easiest part. You just take it right out of the bucket and just break it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you also do the ice cubes,
Uh-huh.
there's a lot of different ideas that you can do with ice cubes. You can, with the silicone ice cube tray, you can put different colors in it. You can do rainbow. You can do, you can put cherries in them. So it looks like the
Yeah.
ice cubes have cherries in them. That's a cool idea. You can also put fragrance in your ice cubes. Since you are heating it up and putting them in the silicone mold, you can put fragrance in those. There's no fragrance in these ice chips. So that's like a downside to the ice chips. But I really like how the ice chips look.
Me too.
And then in order to get the wet look, all you have to do is do the, I call this my magic maker. This is my magic maker. This is not a heat gun. This is a magic maker because you make a lot of magic with the heat gun.
Yes, you have to have one.
And then also, this is also your oh shit thing.
Yep.
Oh shit! I just made a disaster candle. This is your last resort. Okay, maybe if I hit it with the heat gun,
All right.
it'll just like all melt in place and look really good, all miraculously. I've actually had some really good candles turn out. Some bad candles turn out good because of that.
The heat gun.
Like, okay. I tried everything in my repertoire to fix this candle, and it's not working. Let's go to the heat gun. But if you use the heat gun on the ice cubes, when they dry, they actually look wet. My camera is not doing this justice.
Mm.
It looks a lot better, like in person. I'm looking at my screen and I'm like, that looks like crap.
Yeah, it looks good.
But yeah, if you just do just a tiny hit on with your heat gun, you get the wet look.
Okay.
Let me show you the garnish. And this is the first time I've used my Arctic blue, and I really like that color for the blue Hawaiian.
Mm-hmm.
And I have like a real light color here, and it's like it's got some swirls in there.
Mm.
Really like that color.
Mm-hmm.
For garnish, you just take a nail, heat up the nail, and put it through your garnish. I've been looking for metal skewers because I don't like having the wood skewers in there, because wood and flame, it's not too bad because I mean there's wood wicks, so how much harm can this do?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, where's my clippers? Where's my clippers? If you're making your own embeds, then you do want to use 4625 paraffin, and if you add Michaels to it, you won't get as much of the white ashy look. If you do get the white ashy look, it's very easy to get that off with the heat gun. And then you can use, especially paraffin, you can use your fingers, the oil content on your fingers will actually shine the embeds up. Especially if you've been making candles all day and touching all the soy wax and all that stuff. The soy wax has oil content. You're just picking up oils from everything on your waxes while you're making candles, and that oil will transfer onto the embed and shine up really nice.
Okay.
All right, so we got the cherry, strawberry. I usually like to put pineapple,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll show you. You saw this yesterday, Melinda, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna show you how to make a peach look like a real peach. So you get just a peach liquid dye and a little tiny brush. I do straight yellow for my peaches just because of this. And I usually start okay, go dark to light on the corners. And then you want to get your core. And the core is like super dark if you look at a real peach. And then you want to fan it. And I usually, to fan it, if you have this type of brush, it has like a tip at the top. And you want to use the tip part to drag. So you get like a half circle. And then when you have peach slices, if you look, you get like a really thin line right around here. So then you have a real looking peach. And then
Now, isn't that liquid dye?
yes.
I tried that before, and the dye never dried. My hands just got dye on them.
It takes about 3 to 4 days at least to cure.
Oh.
Even then, it will sometimes still rub off on your fingers. So you have to let a really long cure time for those. I usually make these up ahead of time and let them cure for a long time before I use them. Like with my crusts, I do that same thing with my crusts. And
Okay.
I have to, the crusts, if I get too much of the dye on there and I'm not shaking my, or dabbing my brush on the dab rag enough, I get too much dye on the crust, and then it takes like a week, almost 2 weeks for it to cure enough for you to be able to touch it and not get it all over you. So yeah, if you do start painting your stuff with dye, a good investment is some rubber gloves.
Okay.
Rubber gloves, lots of paper towels and wax paper, and so yeah. Liquid dye, I get liquid dye everywhere. I hate liquid dye, but it's the only thing I've tried. Acrylic paint, oil paint, I've tried airbrush paint, I've tried every kind of paint, and the only one that works good and does not affect the burn and doesn't give off toxic toxic fumes is the candle dye.
Okay.
So I'm stuck with it until I find something better. Which I'm always, my goal every candle is to make every candle better than the last. And I'm always innovating, I'm always creating, always thinking of new ways to create something and new ways to do it. Like even from week to week, if you go to my classes, you'll see one class I'll teach something, and then the next class I'm like, oh, I found a new way. I found a new way to do it. This is a cool way, and I get like so excited. But yeah, I like to use these. And when you do these, just make sure you have like a little warning sticker or a little note in the package that's very visible saying, hey, take the garnish out before you light it, please, because it's flammable. I usually ship these separate. So I'll ship this, and then I'll ship all the garnish in a separate baggie. So that way the customer is putting it in the candle, and not me. So if they catch their house on fire, it's they did it, not me. I didn't do it. You put it in there. But yeah, these are on Amazon, are super cheap, or you can get them on Alibaba, and you get like a whole bunch for like a couple cents.
Ah, perfect.
That is.
Let me put this together. I'm trying to find I keep losing my nail. Oh, there it is. I see it. So I just got to put the nail through my peach and my pineapple, and I got my garnishing complete. And I know it's not as full as it should be, but you get the idea.
Looks good.
This is my beautiful face. I know
Not
I put
bad.
Fabio to shame.
Not bad.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Actually, I'm gonna alternate. I want to alternate. Rubbing alcohol works really good on dyes. So if you get dye on your hands, rubbing alcohol is like the best thing to use.
Oh, okay.
And I went ahead and went to webrestaurantstore.com and got 1,000 of these big, huge wax sheets, and I love them. Absolutely love them. I can have a clean countertop and table just by pulling off the wax and wax paper and putting another one on.
Cool.
That's cute.
And you're the blue Hawaiian.
Yeah, looks like it's ready to drink.
All right. You guys ready to go get the real thing?
I don't drink.
Neither do I, but let's go have a margarita.
That looks good.
Uh-huh. Now, if it was a virgin, I'll take that one.
Yeah, that looks good.
I really like the Arctic blue for the blue Hawaiian.
It is nice.
So for the next one, let's just pretend I just made a mango papaya drink here.
Mm-hmm.
And I will show you how to do the salt.
Okay.
I'm so sad. I really
You
like.
don't have any gel.
Yeah. As soon as I get it though, I'm gonna make a whole bunch.
But a lot of people make them with just wax. Do you use just soy or?
So for my daiquiris and my coffees, I use soy.
Mm-hmm.
For my margaritas and my tiki drinks, I use gel.
Gel. Okay.
So those are the two types of drinks that I do.
Okay.
And I just use soy mostly, unless I'm doing a chocolate mocha,
Mm-hmm.
hazelnut coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Then I put a little 6 out of 6 in there because I like my chocolates to look really creamy.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right.
I may have to go. So, but I'll wait and see how you sort it.
What's that?
You're not gonna. You can't fix that drink. You're just gonna teach us how to salt that one.
Yes. Unfortunately,
Okay.
because I do have some gel wax, but I'd have to heat it up to 275, and it would take like maybe a half an hour to 45 minutes to do that. So, a little bit too much time.
Mm-hmm.
So I will do some daiquiris. I'll show you the salt on that one, and then I'll go to the daiquiris and then show you how to cheat
Mm-hmm.
on what is this? What is this? Yeah, I'm an old man with a bad memory, so that's why I got these labels. Salt. Oh, that's what I was doing. You want to get like a Tupperware or something big enough for this to go in. And I used to dip this into gel wax and then put the salt on there. But I found a better way. And the better way is clear glue. So when you do clear glue, instead of dipping it into the gel wax, you can actually use your heat gun to make your ice cubes look wet and fix your stuff, and maybe something that you want to get, a bubble you want to get rid of on the side. You cannot use your heat gun if you dip it into the gel wax, because the gel wax will just run all the way down your glass, and you'll get these big huge runs. It's just a big huge pain in the neck to clean. But if you use clear glue, you don't have any of the clean mess. So just take your glue, put a little bit in a circle. Get your salt ready. And so there's lots of different kinds of things that you can use for salt. For example, you can use real sugar. You can use sugar crystals. You can use sugar cane. This is from Bakersfield. And I cannot say Bakersfield without thinking of Castaway anymore. Anyway, these are from Bakersfield. They come in a set of set of 6, and they come with different colors and stuff like that. So you can actually use these as the salt rim, and it doesn't affect the burn at all whatsoever. And they look really, really cool. So you can use those, or you can use sprinkles. My favorite to use is these. Yeah, there's all sorts of things, different things you can do. And in order to just do it with wax, you just get paraffin, preferably white paraffin. And the perfect paraffin for it is Michael's paraffin, because it's already white. You can do some white dye chips and regular paraffin, but I would use paraffin because it has the higher melt point, and it won't melt off the top when you light it. And you just get a cheese grater. All right, let's do some salt. And you got perfect salt. There you go.
I like it. Yeah, that's cool.
And you don't see the glue on there. The glue will stick on there, and the salt will stay on there, and you can ship it. Let me take that back. You can't ship salt. I have tried so many ways to ship salt on the glass. Does not work.
Yeah.
You have to send the salt and a little thing. I usually, whenever I run out of these sample fragrances, I always keep these. I'll usually put some clear glue in here, put the salt in a little baggie, zip tight bag, and then give little instruction sheet to the customer on how to do this.
Mm.
And then I tell them, hey, I like margaritas on the rocks, no salt.
Okay.
If you don't want to do it, you don't have to. I just can't ship it. Literally, I cannot physically ship salt without it looking bad when it arrives to your house.
Wow.
Because every single time. When I first came out of a whole line of margaritas, I was so excited. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, that's so cool!" And then they ordered them, and then I shipped them like first 10 of them. I had to redo my first 10.
Oh wow.
I was like, I'm not shipping salt anymore. Nope. All right. When you're doing candle making, yeah. Along with candle making comes contraptions. Where's my contraption? So when you're doing half and half, there it is. When you're doing half and half, I will show you the contraption that I use. Oh, let me get that silicone. You'd like to use rubber, silicone, anything that sticks to glass pretty good. So it doesn't move around when you pour. But you can set your glass on an angle. You'll want to tape off half of it. And then glue your wick. This is the only time I actually glue my wick to the bottom. Sorry about that. Literally, my whole entire house is a candle factory. I had to go all the way in back into my shipping department, which is way in the back, to get tape. My room is no longer my room. It is now an inventory room. My sister's room, when she comes and visit, is now my shipping department. I sleep on the couch. So if you,
Oh boy, candles taking over, huh?
yes, I need a bigger house, but candle making is messy,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want to get a nice house and mess it all up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mess this up until I get my candle bakery next year.
Amen.
My candle bakery, it's gonna be so nice. I got plans drawn up for my candle bakery. It's gonna have nice glass displays. It's gonna have the track lighting, the adjustable track lighting to show off the glass displays and like the different display candles that I have. I'll show you one. You want to see a really cool candle? This is going to be the candle that I display in the international arts.
Oh, that one's beautiful.
Festival.
Mm-hmm. That looks so real.
So this actually took me 20 hours to do.
Mhm.
20 hours to make this. And what I did was I went and to Publix and I got a some dough. You know that rolled up dough that you can make pie crust out of?
Mm-hmm.
And I got that and I came home. I made the lattice strips myself. I put it on a baking sheet. I put it in the oven. I put some what do you call it? The plaster. I put plaster apples underneath so it would have like the lumps. And I baked it. And when it came out, I made a silicone mold of that. And I'll show you that. That's monstrosity. You guys get a little bonus today. This is a monstrosity.
Wow.
This is how big it is. But I had to make the silicone mold out of the lattice to make the wax part. So, and this is the actual bottom of it. This is the silicone mold that I made of the bottom of the pie.
That looks heavy.
It's very heavy and very, very expensive. It probably took me about $125 worth of silicone to make that. It was a lot. But I made the wax part and then I hand painted it and did all the different, pie steps that I normally do. Yeah. What was I doing?
Positioning the glass.
Miami Vice is one of my all-time favorite tropical drinks. And it's half and half. And I was going to show you how to do the half and half part. Unfortunately, I can only show you half today.
Right.
Because with the half and halves, you can't do it when it's warm. You can't do the other half when the first part's warm.
Okay.
You have to actually let it set overnight before you do the other half. Otherwise, you won't get like a really clean, sharp half and half look. It'll start like melding in with each other. So what I normally do is I do the white first. I actually, on my last paint class, I told everybody to do the red first, and that was a mistake. You do the white first. Because if the white, if the red bleeds into the white, it just looks like you have less white. But if the white bleeds into the red, it looks like it's actually bleeding into there. It doesn't look as good. It doesn't look as clean. Pina colada. Where's my pina colada? I use 444 for the pina colada. And I use sweet strawberry instead of just strawberry for the strawberry daiquiri. And I put a little coconut in there. So I'm actually gonna make a bunch of these. So no. All right, so I'm gonna put a little pina colada, a little sweet strawberry, and then a little coconut. I'm gonna put roughly 7 ounces in the container, or in my pouring container, not my melting container. I'll make a little spout on my pouring container. All right, dye. Mix it for a minute or so. Pina coladas are my favorite because you don't have to do any dye. And oh my God. Oh.
I bet it smells good.
It smells exactly like a Miami Vice. I don't know if you've ever had a Miami Vice, or you said you don't drink, but it's a mix between a pina colada and a strawberry daiquiri. They'll make a pina colada, frozen strawberry daiquiri, and then mix them in the same cup, and that's a Miami Vice. And you get like a sweet strawberry scent, pina colada, or flavor, pina colada, coconut. All right, so now just make sure your wick's down the center. And I didn't wait for my wick to dry for the glue, so it's not like super center in the very, very bottom. It's okay. That is okay. But you have to wait until it's completely dries to do the red.
Okay.
I will show you how to cheat though. Let's see. And that's with cupcake molds. So on the cupcake molds, in order to cheat and get a dollop, if you do get a cupcake mold, it's good to split them. Because these little ruffles on the dollop are very, very delicate, and it's the only way you're going to get it out of the silicone mold intact. And I actually put a skewer in there for your wick hole, and I used the skewer to help me get it out of the silicone mold. I do sell the silicone molds for the cupcakes, and I'm actually designing a new one for just dollops. I'm gonna have one that has like six just dollops in there.
Now that would be different and unique, I think. I don't know if anyone sells.
Yeah, instead of having to use a cupcake one, you can actually use the cupcake for cupcakes and then use the dollop one for dollops.
Mhm.
And if you use a cupcake one, you only get one. And I wanted to do more than one, so I'm going to develop one that has 6 in there. I'm tired of those those little itty bitty round Etsy
Yes.
silicone molds. Yeah, where you get like 6 blueberries, 6 raspberries. Yeah, I don't like those. If you come to AJ the Candle Chef, I will give you a real mold. So in order to do the half and half, I usually keep the skewer on there.
Okay.
And then I get like a real wax that has a real rich color to it. And you can actually use stearic acid for this as well. The temperature doesn't matter. Fragrance doesn't matter. Color is what matters on this one. And you want to get enough because you're going to be dipping this halfway into this. So you want enough for you to be able to dip it. And it's good to make up a bunch of these before you do this so you can dip all of them.
Okay.
You can do multiple colors, you can do rainbow, you can do marble, you can do all different kinds of colors. You can dip the whole thing, you can dip just the tips, you can dip, you can do like a tri-level, you can start with like a light color, do all of this the light color, darken it up, and then only go up to the mid part with the darker color, darken it up even more, and then just do the very top, and then you get a multicolor dollop. So there are unlimited things you can do with this, and creative things you can do. So what color am I gonna use? Let's see. Yeah, but I'm just gonna do the yeah. I'm gonna do red, and I just got some new red dye in from Aztec, so I'm gonna try them. So with all my colors, on all my food candles, I like to go a lot darker. I like the dark, rich colors. So I don't do red, I do cranberry or burgundy. Or I don't do blue, I do navy blue with a little black. But yeah, I like the darker colors. So I'm using cranberry for my dark red. Six drops is very dark, especially with Aztec liquid dye. Aztec liquid dye is like nuclear. You can clean a engine grease off your hands with what they make it out of. Oh, not bad. So I have a really rich, super dark red.
But you're not gonna do that, use that until the other one cooled all the way down tonight, right? Or
I'm gonna do it right now.
okay, I got you. I'm sorry.
And I actually have, it's good to have a fan. I have an AC unit right there. I usually do this in front of my AC. So I dip it and then hold it up to my AC. So it dries really quick. And then I dip it again, dries really quick, and I dip it again. The more times you dip it, the more solid it gets.
That's beautiful.
So that's how you get a half and half, and that's what it looks like wet. Let me. Have you guys seen my daiquiris with the half and half?
Uh-oh, it's 4:10. Thank you for, I'm glad you showed me how to do that half and half. Unfortunately, I got to get out of here, but thank you.
You are so welcome.
I enjoyed it. See you tomorrow if you're on.
Yeah, I'll be on tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me. I always have fun when you're in the class, Melinda.
Thank you. Bye-bye,
I'll
Mark.
see ya. Bye-bye.
All right. Let me figure out how to get out of here.
So the half and half is like this right here, the Miami Vice. And I don't have any products yet. Let me try to get a bigger picture. Yeah, that's what the half and halves look like. But yeah, the more times you dip it, the better color you get. And you can do multiple colors. And you let them dry. And then you put the dollop on there, and you're good to go. I'll show you how to get frosted tips. All right, so if you want to get perfect dollops every single time, this is how you do it. Usually good to get pliers. I just do a half twist and then pull it down and gets them out really good. In order to do frosted tips, let me clear some of this off. So the wax that I use for the dollops, so whipped cream and ice cream and all that, is Michael's, the Michael's wax. And the fragrance that I use for my Michaels, I actually put it in here at all times. Since I only use Michaels for my whipped cream and ice cream and all that stuff, I sent it with buttercream from Aztec. And buttercream from Aztec smells exactly like cupcake toppings, a bakery, ice cream, all that stuff. So I really like the smell of it. I usually put about 3% buttercream in my Michaels, just to give it that hint. And then that leaves me room to put other fragrances in there. So to get frosted topping, frosted tips on your dollops, you just want to do the white Michaels, about an inch in there. Not very much. And then you get a separate container. You get a separate container, and then you pour about 2-3 ounces in a separate container. And then let's say you want a real vibrant color. Let's do purple. Two to 3 drops is a dark, really dark color. And this is in the way, but I don't want to touch it. What you're doing now is you're waiting for the white Michael's paraffin to dry into the little nooks and crannies at the bottom before you pour the darker color. It only takes a little bit for it to do that. Maybe 30 seconds to a minute, maybe 2 minutes. So then when you pour, you want to pour super, super slow in the middle to not disturb the edges. And then you put your skewer in there, pointy part down because it's silicone, and you can stab the middle part and then it just stays up by itself. And you have a wick hole in your doll. So yeah, that's actually gonna look really cool. The dark purple with the white frosted tips. It's gonna look nice. Actually, it's gonna really look nice on my Blackberry. All my Blackberry stuff, like my Blackberry Sundays and all that stuff. All right, so we got the coffee drinks. We got the gel drinks. We got the soy daiquiris. You do this one just like you do the Blue Hawaiian, but you pour at a lower temp, like maybe 200 to 210, and you'll get the bigger bubbles. If you want smaller bubbles, then just pour at like 240 or 250, and then the higher you get, if you pour it like 270, then you'll hardly get any bubbles. It's like 0 bubbles. So it's so hot that once you pour, all the bubbles will raise to the top. The reason why you get bubbles in gel wax is because gel wax cools super, super fast. So it actually cools faster than the bubbles can reach to the top. But if you're pouring super hot, the bubbles like shoot up to the top. And then you can save your gel wax in containers. It's a good idea to use little containers like these. I got about 50 of these, and I got one for like almost every scent. So if I'm doing something that day, I'll go to my little box of already made fragrances, and then I just heat it up to 275 and then just go. It's really good because I use a lot of gel wax as toppings. So I can just take like a handful and then put it in a tin and put it on my little hot plate and heat it up that way. And I only have that little amount that I've already put fragrance in, I already put scent in for my little toppings. So, little tip. I think that's everything. Okay, told you about the silicone molds, the soy drinks, the gel drinks, the margaritas, tiki, coffee, half and half. I even taught you, the teacher even taught you how to cheat and get perfect dollops every time. But yeah, any questions? All right, I will take that as I did a good job. All right, I love you guys. And I will see you in the next class. The Candle Chef out.